Well, this is a review of the Sportsman generator. This is an inverter type generator rated for 1,000 watts surge, but 800 watts running. So you really want to plan for 800 watts. This is a generator we picked up from Home Depot about a year ago at the Christmas season. It was on sale at Home Depot, and the price was so low I'm not even going to go there, but let's say it was about $200. In fact, I was looking recently, you can get this for $200. And I think this is a pretty awesome deal. Now, it's a small generator. It's not going to run everything. For example, I tried to power my shop vac on this. It didn't work. But I did manage to find a small, like 5,000 BTU air conditioner that it would run. This is a great kind of inverter if you just need, something that's 800 watts or less. So examples are like charging batteries, lights, light appliances. I mean, 800 watts is a lot, but it's not going to run your power tools or your really big draw items. Only that I barely scrape by with that little 5,000 BTU air conditioner. Like generally, you're really not going to power air conditioners off of this. But there's some really awesome features about this, and it's $200, so you just can't beat the price. Let me walk through it real quick. Some of the features this thing has. First of all, I really like that it has a fuel cutoff. So down here, you can turn this and turn the fuel off. So you can actually let the generator run down and bleed off all the fuel that's in the carb and basically leave it in a really good state for storage. So versus say like the Harbor Freight Predator or even the Honda doesn't have that fuel shut off. So it'll run like 2-3 seconds after that and burn out the remaining fuel out of the carb and then shut off. So I think that's a cool feature. It's not like a make or break deal, but it's a cool feature. So then I'll spin this around to get the best lighting. Just looking at some of the options it has an economy mode, eco mode. So if you're maybe running something that's only a couple hundred watts, it'll throttle itself down. It's got the power on-off knob. It's got it tells you when it's ready to output clean power. Tells you if it's overloaded, and that light does work. I've seen that come on. It'll tell you if there's low oil. It's got an easy reset here on the circuit breaker for the DC. It does have 12 volts. Actually, it's a little higher than 12 volt. That's basically a battery charging circuit built in. And then it's got a single AC plug here. So those are the features on the front of it. Like many of the other generators, it has one of those caps that has a, let me focus for you, the closed and the open position. So you can actually twist this to the open position, and then it's letting air in, right? That's an important position to use when you run this or start it. And then if I turn around here, you got a primer. In fact, I'll start this in a minute for you. So you can squeeze that primer knob, get some fuel in there. You've got the choke and run here. So I'll put it back into choke mode. And then you got your pull start. And then you have to remove the 4 screws to change the oil. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. I got this, like I said, a while ago, but I hadn't really used it. There's the exhaust here in the back. I hadn't really used it. But then I had this opportunity in the summer to power an air conditioner on some 100-degree days when we were trying to do some cabin camping. And I gotta say, I love this thing. So it's been about a full maybe 6 weeks since I've used it. So I'm gonna come back here in a minute and start it. A couple more things I wanted to show you before I started, feature-wise. The tank size. So this holds a little over a half gallon of gas. Definitely good to put something like Stable in it. And it runs on that half tank at 50% load. So 50% load is only 400 watts. But it'll run on that for about 6.3 hours. And I really did find this to be true when I used it the first time. Really nice generator. Let's see if there's anything else interesting here on the back. It runs at 5,000 RPM. Can't say enough about the fact that this is a pure sine wave generator, right? This is clean power for your electronics. It's not like a simulated sine wave where it's really a square wave that's not good on devices. You know, there's a thing on the box that talks about this 2-year warranty. That's really not true. It's a 1-year warranty, and that 2 years is really talking about emissions. And for the folks where it matters, this does have the California emissions. It's compliant with that. I think they call it CARB approved. Let me zoom in there. EPA and CARB approved. So this is good if you're concerned about that or affected by those laws. Okay, let me come back in a minute and we'll get this started. Okay, the procedure to start this is first to set the fuel cap to open so you're getting air in. The second is to make sure economy is off. Turn the power to on. I think that's right, power on. And then you want to turn the fuel on down here, and then you want to prime this up here. So you got a little fuel ready, and you put it on choke, which it is. Okay, and then it should start right up. Now I'm going to go ahead and try and do a one-handed start here while filming. Please bear with me if it doesn't turn out well. Okay, there it goes. Okay, now I'm standing about 3.5 feet away, and we'll just let that warm up a bit. Now it's been about 4 to 6 weeks since I ran this last, so I think it started in like 3 pulls. That's pretty good. Maybe I could have done it in 2. Today is about 72 degrees, so you know, not overly warm, but not cold. And now I'll put it in eco mode. Okay, so there it is in eco mode, and let me get over here a bit. So now I'm standing about 5 feet away, and I gotta say, this is really not a noisy generator. You know, I've got it up on the table, so it's pretty much acoustically straight line of sight. Let me give you kind of a walk around, and we'll look at kind of the muffler side where would be the noisiest. Now you're about 6 inches away. Really a pretty quiet generator. You know, another thing I forgot to mention about this is this thing is lightweight. This is, you know, it didn't list it there and I didn't weigh it, but I'm gonna say it's 30 pounds. Whereas, say, like the Harbor Freight generator is gonna be running something more like 50 pounds. I think 48 pounds is the Harbor Freight Predator. So again, the Harbor Freight is twice the capacity, but this guy is really lightweight. I really like it. If I was going to do just something quick on the weekend for giving me lights, maybe power a TV or a computer, charge some appliances, this thing is really nice for the job. For 200 bucks, you can't beat it. I wouldn't even waste my money on one of those $100 units from Harbor Freight. I would go straight to something like this for 200 bucks. It is, again, I'm just super pleased with it. I've been able to use it for probably about 5 days in a row, again in that cabin experience, and it's great. So let me just show you kind of a shutdown procedure here. So I'm gonna cut the fuel off, and you'll notice it'll just power down shortly after that. So really cool feature, because that allowed me to kind of drain that fuel out of the carb, and now it's in a good spot to store for a few months. If I was going to store it for a year, I'd drain the rest of the fuel, but that's a cool feature I really like. So again, this is the Sportsman 1000 peak 800 continuous generator, pure sine wave. As far as I can tell, I've only seen this thing for sale at Home Depot, but I know they have a version that's twice the capacity, and I've seen it as late as October 2017 for sale at Sam's Club, the larger version of this for $400, which which is pretty much what you'd pay for a Harbor Freight Predator, and that larger version also has the fuel shut off. So, anyways, really like this. I'll leave it at that, and thanks for watching.